Kobe, you know where I'm at?
Where you at, Barry?
I'm not here anymore. I'm in a better place. In my mind. Well, like where I wanted to be. Oh.
Yeah, you are.
I didn't know what to go with this one. You know, it's kind
I
of
was
like,
too
I'm
much
a
of a pause.
robot.
I was continue.
What's going on, guys? My name is Barry.
This is Colby.
And this is Who Watches This. What's going on, guys? Welcome to the third week of
Bustin' bullies. This one falls a little outside of that category, but
Yeah.
not much.
Yeah, Kobe likes to he likes to get philosophical with it once in a while.
Right, yeah.
You know, because he's not a philosophy major. Yeah, equally as useless. No, I was kidding. No, Kobe just
I was looking for Drill Bit Taylor,
Uh-huh.
and because I thought that would be a good funny one, and then I couldn't find it. Like nothing that I have that's streaming was it on, so I was like, I'm not buying this to watch it. I've never seen it. I buy it after I watch it. I think it's good enough.
But this one is like, yeah, it's on that philosophical tip.
Yes, yeah.
And you know, Colby has a degree. He just had to pursue it further to do something with it, right?
Yeah. I
That's
got
what
a
you
psychology
do.
degree.
Yeah, but you can't do nothing with the friggin'
That's
bachelor's.
right. In psychology, yeah, you can become a substitute teacher.
Well, couldn't you guidance counsel too?
You like a school guidance counselor, I think you still have to go with masters.
And that pay is poor.
I mean, I could be like, I could go into like social services.
Oh yeah, that's sad. I don't want to go to social services. I
Yeah.
feel like a lot of those guys are depressed. But yeah, let's get into our first section for this movie, where it is the movie trailer. This one was hard, so I was like, I'm just gonna use random words. The world has become cyberpunkish. But there's one man who's still shaking his fist at the sky until one day his wife is murdered before his very eyes and he's left quadriplegic. But then comes a tech genius able to restore his body. The only thing he doesn't know is that it comes at a price. I don't know. Let's find out what happens in 2018's Upgrade. I don't know. I was like, this is weird. This is hard. But yeah, we're going to be talking about the 2018 indie film.
Yep, available on Netflix.
Upgrade. Which, man, I got to tell you, like, I've been meaning to watch this for the longest time.
I keep seeing it also, and I've like never
You never got around to it, right?
never pulled the trigger. Just like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm gonna put that on the list.
And it's like, you know, a bunch of YouTube movie reviewers talk about this movie, and I was like, I should watch it. And I don't know, I just never got around to it. And like, the actor is the main character. He seems pretty familiar. I don't remember where he's from, though.
I was looking. He's in a lot of stuff, but I like also was doing the same thing. I'm like,
He kind of looks like
Logan Marshall Green.
Yeah, he was in the OC. He was in Prometheus. He was the oh, that's where he's from. He was the doctor, or he was like the doctor's boyfriend.
Okay.
You remember the one that like what's it called? Freaking Magneto. He like doused him with the black
Yes.
liquid. That
Yeah.
was him.
Okay.
But it's yeah, he's also like in Homecoming too, Spider-Man Homecoming. But it's so funny because like when you look at his pictures, when he's like clean shaven, he kind of looks like skinny Tom Hardy. But then when he has like the long hair and beard, he looks like fucking Punisher. What's his name? What's that dude's name? Oh gosh, do you remember his name?
Uh,
John Bernthal.
yeah, yeah,
Look,
yes, yeah.
yeah, he looks like John Bernthal. And that's probably where he's like kind of like fallen at, because you see him, but you don't see him too much.
I guess he's also like a regular on the Marshals, which is the spin-off show off of Yellowstone.
Mm. Yeah, I just think because of his close like resemblance to those two other actors, he's like, we didn't really we're not looking for John Bernthal, Tom Hardy kind of guy. But yeah, let's get into this movie. Yeah, it starts off like, our main character is working on some hot rods.
Right,
And you're like,
right.
oh, okay, cool. You kind of don't get a frame of like what time or what year it is.
I do have a year though.
Yeah, I know you do.
Okay.
Are you gonna say now, or are you gonna like later?
So it's 2043.
Oh, only 20 years from now.
Yeah, 20 years from now.
We got a long way to go. But like, it looks like this guy's just like a mechanic. Looks like a freaking scene from Fast and Furious until his wife comes home, right?
Yep.
Because his wife, she's taking like this Zooks taxi car home. It looks like a Cybertruck.
It does kind of, yeah.
But she's like talking to like one of her coworkers, and like the screen is like it's like it totally reminds me of the Time Cop car.
Yes, yeah.
And like, her husband, who we find out later, find out his name is Gray, kind of spooks her, and he's like, and they seem like to be a very loving couple. One's like kind of retro, one is like in the tech field.
Right. Oh yeah, it's definitely an opposites attract. Yeah, she's a tech person. He's all like kind of
Analog,
anti-tech, but very analog. Like,
Yeah.
Hey, I'd much rather work with my hands. I'd rather rebuild these old cars than have,
Yeah, you kind of like, it's like a separation of church and state. You let these things get too smart, they're gonna kill us.
Yep.
He's that kind of guy, but he's not like old 80-year-old like, I remember back in my day.
Right.
But they have a pretty, it seems like to me, or to like us, the audience, that they have a very good relationship. They're very flirty with each other. She's much more ingrained with the tech stuff because she talks to the house, which they have like a smart house. And he's like, hey, do you want to come with me? I gotta drop off the car. I fixed it up for some guy. And and she's like, I have so much work. And she's like, oh, come on, because if I try to, fucking finagle your car, I might be in Canada before I know it.
I never even thought about that, but like, yeah, you could drive your analog car out and just have the auto car follow you.
Yeah, which is crazy,
Crazy.
And he's like, and I think you're gonna want to come with me.
Yeah.
You gotta check out this dude's house. It is insane. Right? And so, like, they're driving, beautiful overhead drone shots of them driving into the countryside, and they pull up to, like, this, cliff, and there's, like, these little two rocks there, and she's like, oh, does your guy live between these two rocks? And he's like, nah, check it out. It's crazy. And they go through like this little Stonehenge looking thing, and they're in a fucking house.
Yeah.
That's insane. That's like some Iron Man shit right there.
Right. Yeah.
And it's like this brutalist looking home. It's like steel, like was stone gray or whatever it is.
Right. Very
iron
urban
sheet
looking kind of, but
yeah, like it's like
but modern, futuristic, urban.
Yeah. It looks like one of the rooms in The Cell. The J-Lo friggin' thing. And we meet this guy who kind of looks like who's the guy that played Harry Osborn in the Andrew Garfield? Same dude from the Chronicles. He kind of looks like that guy.
Yeah.
Hold on. A Chronicle. Let me look it up, because I was like, were they just not able to pay that guy? Dane DeHaan. He looks like a chubbier version of Dane DeHaan. He's not chubby at all, but Dane DeHaan is just pretty for like petite as a guy.
Right,
And this
yeah.
guy is like creating a cloud.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, we got a regular storm up in here. And his wife Asha is like, oh my god, you're freaking, oh gosh, I don't remember these dudes' names. You are Dane DeHaan. Let's see. You are Aaron.
Aaron Keane.
I'm pretty sure that's a play on Elon Musk, but
I, probably it is. Yes.
should have been like Aaron Stank. And she's like, "Oh, I work for Cobalt. We're like, we're a little bit below you, but I think we're gonna be able to get there soon." And
Yeah.
genius that he is, he's like, "You are so far from attaining my genius." Not like that. He wasn't really smug about it, but he was just like, you guys are still pretty far."
But he's a little bit more reserved, but he's a little bit like the genius guy who owns the island in the aliens Earth.
Oh, exactly. Well, no, he was a megalomaniac.
Yeah, well, yeah.
He's much more like the guy from the Ex Machina.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's who he's probably. I feel like that's more.
Oh right, and then this is kind of like the house in the middle of nowhere that still has the like the super lab connected to it. Yeah,
exactly. But like, it's funny because he's like, because then she's talking about Asha's talking about. She's like, I work for Cobalt. We do a lot of like, stuff for like wounded veterans to get them back their, mobility and all that stuff. And he's just like, yeah, that's cute. But like you guys are still so far away from me. And he's like, and this is how he's so confident, because he's like I want to show you something. And it's this very small microchip. And Gray's like, what is that, an electric cockroach?
Good job, not tech guy.
Yeah. And Aaron's like, no, this is the future of humanity. This is STEM. It can control. It could fully, what's it called? Enhance a person.
It's a second brain.
Yeah, which is crazy. I was like, but like in my head, I was like, damn, how do they integrate human body, like bio? How do they biology and like friggin' engineering?
Right.
How do they put it all together? It's gonna be crazy to see it.
And Gray makes a very like a very poignant comment. He's like, that's really cool, but when I look at it, I just see 10 more people standing in an unemployment line.
Yeah. So he's, it's hard, right? Like, especially like definitely from like our generation, a little bit was like very in the middle, right?
Yeah.
We've shied away, like we've went to like more technology that's a little bit more convenient, like punching out clocks, automating like factories. The unfortunate part is like, yeah, a lot of people lost their jobs. Like a lot of people were able to survive on a high school diploma.
Right. Yeah.
And now it's like, yeah, man, if you want to flip burgers, if you want to work retail, but yeah, they dip out. They're like, oh well, hey, your car is there. Thanks for the cash. Nice doing business with you. And so they're on their way home, and like Gray really can't relax in this car. He tries to touch the steering wheel, and the car's like, "Don't touch."
Yeah, please do not touch the steering wheel while we were driving.
Yeah. And his lady is like, "Hey, listen, sometimes it's good that we don't have to keep our eyes on the road." And then they get a little frisky.
Yeah, you could see how nervous he is, because he's still like trying to look out the window because he's not used to a car driving for him.
Yeah, and not able
that
to
lack
see
of control
outside.
is
Yeah, and like the car is like, please put your seatbelt back on. But, they're like, whatever. Unfortunately, the car, it seems like there's something wrong with the car, right?
Yeah.
and then like it kind of like dissolves that little electronic display that's in front of the car, and Gray sees it, and he's like, "Oh shit, I think we're about to crash because this car is it's not responding to our commands. They're trying to
Right.
stop it."
Yeah, and he also sees like a road sign, and he's like, "Hey, this is like near where I grew up. This is miles off course from our house."
And so like when they can't stop it, Gray, he makes the husband decision. He like, puts his wife back in the car seat, puts her seatbelt on. Unfortunately, he doesn't have time to do it for himself, and they crash.
Yeah.
Gray gets kind of tossed around, but all of a sudden, some people drag his wife out of there, and you don't know what's going on because you're like, well, like, damn, what's going on? And like this guy who drags his wife is like, oh, you think you're so much better than us?
Right. Right. Yeah, because at first you're like, oh, they crashed, and there's just some homeless people there like pilfering the car. But then you're like, no, they seem to be involved in this.
Well, because they carry out Asha, but then they drag Gray out.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, he's like, yeah, you think you're so much better than us with your education and all that stuff. And like, Gray tries to stop them, but like he gets like kind of like knocked down and held down, and this random thug just like shoots her.
Yeah.
And then they go to Gray, and they seem to like hit, because the tech in this is like kind of like pretty futuristic, because during this whole time there's like a police drone that's like watching them, trying to get identification on them, but they don't have any electronic ID tags, or it's being scrambled, so they don't know who it is. And then like they hit him in the back of the spine with something, and I was like, I thought it was a bullet, but he survives this.
Yeah. And you're not sure at that. Well, it's a movie, and he's the star, so
Yeah.
obviously he's going to survive.
And it's only
but
10 minutes in.
It looks, yeah, it looks like they
Yeah.
they kill him, but then he wakes up in the hospital.
Yeah. Well, like, because they hit because they hit him with the thing in the back of his neck, and he's just laying on the ground and trying to talk to his wife while she's like breathing after getting shot.
Yeah.
And so that's why I was like, oh yeah, he's still, obviously it's only 10 minutes, the movie's still going. So,
Yep.
but yeah, he wakes up in the hospital. There's like people around him. They're talking about how like he's gonna be a quadriplegic. He doesn't have the ability to move the rest of his body. His mom is there taking care of him, and they finally get back home. The nurse is like, hey, like this thing can like make whatever you want for you. You could just say like protein shake, and he's mad that he didn't die too.
Right. Yeah, he is. He's angry with vengeance, but unable to do anything. Now he's stuck in a world where like the robots have to do everything for him.
Yeah.
And it's just not where he wants to be, and he would just wish that he had passed on as well.
I mean, especially for a guy who works with his hands.
Right.
you
Yeah.
know? And then his wife died, so he can't even. He like his mom is taking care of him. She's like washing him, and it's been like maybe like a after when he got home. Maybe it's been a couple weeks.
Yeah, but you're 40. You're like not like, oh, I want somebody to wash me the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Thanks, mom. It's like.
Oh yeah, because you also feel bad for her. It's like, yeah, my mom's
Right.
old too. Like I don't.
Yeah.
And he burst into tears. And so, like, finally, like, the detective that's in charge of their case calls him and tries to talk to him about the case, and he's fucking mad, obviously.
Right, because now it's 3 weeks, a month later, and they have really no leads. So he's like
4 months later.
4 months later,
Yeah.
yeah, and he is like just livid with the lack of.
Yeah, he's like, well, like, we got all these fucking drones, and nobody caught their face. It's just crazy, And so, like, obviously, the whole detective thing didn't go well. She's like, maybe you could help me because you're from there. Maybe you'll know them. And he's like, okay, whatever. So when he gets home, he's like, he's taking his PM medicine. But he's like, yeah, do it again. do it again. And then the house is
Yeah.
like, hey, I can't give you any more. If you're in pain, we can call the hospital. He's like, do it again. And
Yeah,
unfortunately,
he's
yeah.
basically just trying to overdose without the ability to give it to himself.
But like he still ends up in the hospital, because he still took a little bit too much, right? And
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the house called somebody. It's like, oh hey, I gave him too much. But Aaron comes. He has like a little face mask on. He's like, I'm sorry. He's like, I don't have fucking bird flu, kid. You don't need the mask. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm not very I don't get out the house much. And he kind of leans over. He's like trying to talk to him. He's like, hey, I think I have something that's gonna be able to give you your life back.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't want that. And he's like, well, just think about what your wife would want for you.
Right.
And that kind of gets him because he knows. He knows his wife is a very a very optimistic person, and
Right. Yep.
which I'm kind of glad because a lot of movies are like super about revenge, but it's just like he's like very understandable that he does know his wife, and he does know his wife wouldn't want him to do this to himself, right?
Right. Yeah.
So he gets a surgery. It has to be at Aaron's house because it's experimental and nobody can find out about it. And when you're probably one of the richest people in the world, no one will.
Yep. So definitely signs an NDA.
Yeah, but like they put this stem chip in right on his spine. And he's like trying to explain to it. He's like, what's going to happen is your brain is going to send signals to the stem, which is going to send signals to the rest of your body. And he's like, well, am I going to be able to control my body? He's like, yeah, you're going to be able to control your body and all that stuff. It's just going to take a
Right.
little.
It's basically like there's a severed nerve in your neck, and this chip is just relaying that information to the rest of your body.
Exactly.
So that you're still telling it what your brain's still telling it what to do, but your brain is just sending it to.
Yeah. It's like a very small, like a very short game of telephone.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so like when he gets the thing done, he's like, it looks like it didn't take, and the doctor's trying to tell Aaron is like, hey, it might take a little bit, because the body's like trying to acclimate to it and then possibly not reject the technology.
Right.
But all of a sudden he starts moving his body.
Yeah.
And it seems all cool. He's having him train, trying to get used to all the movements before he can leave. And you're like, oh, maybe this like genius guy is just like really sad for Aaron. And he's like, I was like, in my head too, I was like, well, he probably wanted a guinea pig too,
Well, no, right. And the genius guy does say that. He's like the step we took with you is the kind of thing that's going to take years of clinical studies before they approve it. So, me knowing that it works, is the push I need to, really put the money in to make this happen. So like, yeah, like you're
the beta test.
Right. Yeah.
So sign this NDA. You can't tell anybody about this because if they find out, they're gonna take it from you and try to reverse engineer it. And you wouldn't want to be a quadriplegic again, would you? So like when he leaves, he has to pretend like he's still using the chair, and he gets He gets a whole box of evidence from the detective, and he starts looking through all of it, and he's like, I don't know. He has like the police cam footage played up on their TV, and then all of a sudden, when he goes to get like a drink of liquor, he hears a voice, and he's holy fuck, what is that? And he's like, oh, I'm STEM. I'm the thing in your neck. And he's like, whoa, what the fuck? I didn't know this was gonna happen. Shut up. And so he's like quiet. It's like a good gag. He's quiet for a little bit. He's trying to say something. And then he's like, okay, fine, you could talk. He's like, hey, what's up, man? But like he quickly proves himself a little bit useful because he's like, did you not notice the footage, the identifying markers on the footage? He's like, what are you talking about? And he's like, look, right here. I'll go ahead and enhance it. Look, there's a tattoo right there. He's like, yeah, I can't see it. Can you enhance it? He's like, I can. If you want to grant me permission.
Right.
And then he draws like this barcode tattoo, and he's like, "That's a military tattoo." And then like,
Right. And he's like, "Oh, this is so weird. I'm drawing a picture and it's not me drawing it."
yeah, it's like a printer.
Right.
And Stem gathers up all the information that he got from this tattoo. He was like, "Oh yeah, this is Franz Step Brokanoff or something like that. He lives in this house." And he's like, "Okay, cool. All right, cool. I'm gonna call the police. I'm gonna be like, hey, I found some identifying markers, and then you could probably arrest him like that." And Stem is like, "Nope, that's not gonna work. You don't have any evidence,
Right.
so we should go there." He's like, "All right, fine, we're gonna go there." So he
Yeah.
gets to this guy's.
We go
yeah,
there and we can see the location, we can see the person, we can find some
yeah,
evidence, and then you can call the police and have the police come in, swoop in, and take care of business.
So like when he gets to the guy's house, he sneaks in. He's looking through some things. He sees like this guy frequents a bar called Old Bones,
Mm-hmm.
which is like a bar that's like, yeah, no electronics, no nothing of any kind, only cash.
Right. Yeah.
And all of a sudden, the guy comes home and he's like, "Holy shit!" He hides behind the drawer, what's it called, the bookcase. And Stem is like, "Wait, okay, now attack him." And he's like, "What?" He's like, "Attack him while you have the advantage." And they get into like this. He's like fighting this guy, and he's like, "Would you like my help?" He's like, "Yeah, yeah. Are you gonna help me?" He's like, "Yes, but you have to give me permission to use your body."
Yep.
And he's like, "Okay, permission granted." And all of a sudden, he's like Matrix Neo when he first learns Kung Fu.
Right. Yep.
And like they're going through like, I really stretch out the beginning because like now it's just gonna go super fast because it's a lot of chasing, it's a lot of action scenes. It's hard to kind of really talk about that stuff. But yeah, they get into like this huge scuffle. Like there's a knife fight, and Gray's like, "Dude, we gotta end this somehow. He's gonna kill me, you know." And so he's like, "Okay," and absolutely, he takes a knife and slices this dude half off.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is like kind of like where the beauty of this movie is because there's a ton of practical effects in it.
Oh, yep. So good. Right. And this is pretty low budget movie. Like, I mean, in comparison to.
Yeah, like there's some like like there's a little bit of like CGI stuff with like the police drones, and that's kind of it,
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool, and so like yeah, like he ends up obviously he fucking freaks out. He's like, "Oh fuck, I killed somebody." He's like, "We had to." It's fucking Hal, man, Hal from Space Odyssey. What is it? Is it Space Odyssey?
And then yeah, it's super cool because he's like Stem is like, "Well, just clean up all your fingerprints before you leave." And he's like, "How the hell am I supposed to know everything I touched? We've been in here like he threw me through like
all these things
from room to room." And
It's,
he's like, Stem's like, "Yeah, I have digital records of everything you've touched. Just wipe it all down so that there's no fingerprints."
Yeah, then we cut to like the police lady, like one the coroner is like, "Hey, one of your suspects, he just showed up in my fucking thing, dead." And as he's like, "I gotta show you something," it gets us even stranger because he opens up his body, and it's like filled to the brim with like tech. And like he's like, "Look, like," because Stem was like earlier when they were reviewing the police footage, he's like, "Was there a gun, Gray? Was there? Look at it again." Right. And you see that the bullet that has shot his wife came from the perpetrator's hand.
Yeah.
And so you now know when they do this autopsy that he's also a part of it because he has a gun hand. He has like enhanced lung capacity. I don't know what the fuck else he has. And like she starts reviewing the footage and she sees that Gray was there, so she puts him in the suspect list. But the computer's like, the dude's a quadriplegic. He couldn't do this at all.
Right. Yeah.
So she goes to visit him. He's like, in the pretense that she wanted to buy his car. And she was like, "Yeah, you want to sell me this? You don't really need it, right?" And he's like, "Why would you think that?" You don't think I could sue the car company that failed, that had me and my wife crash? You don't think that money is gonna that can go into like making me fix this car into me being able to drive it paraplegically?
Yep.
She's like, okay, my bad. I'm sorry. And so she kind of like lays it on him, like, I think you did it, but I don't know how you did it.
It was obviously you're a paraplegic, so you didn't do it.
Yeah.
But I think that you knew who it was and you had it done.
Yeah, and he's like, well, you wanted me to do some footwork, so I rolled my ass over there.
Yeah. And then Stem's like, have her look at your phone.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, check my phone records. I didn't call anybody.
Yeah, exactly.
How else would I have gotten a hold of a killer?
Yeah, so she dips out after that, and she's talking to Stem. He's like, we're going to have to find the rest of these guys because now they're going to be after you. And so where do we go? He's like, well, we got to go to the Old Bones. Maybe we can find some information there. He's like, well, I don't know any information about that. He's like, well, yeah, you wouldn't because that's not on any digital map type of thing.
Right.
There's no Google reviews for that, Stem. So they go.
And Aaron has also gotten back and hold of him and was like, hey, you can't be doing stuff like this with Stem. That's not the reason I gave it to you, because if you get caught for murdering somebody and they put you in jail, they're going to be like, where the hell did you get this chip from? And that's all going to come back on me. So yeah.
So don't make me shut it down.
Yeah, don't ask your chip to do things for you.
Yeah, because I'll shut it down. I'll shut it the fuck down.
Right, and he mentions that too. He's like, yeah, it talks to me.
Yeah,
and he's like, or Aaron's like, it talks to you? Yeah. No, it can't talk to you. It's not that kind of thing.
Talking to you. So he gets to the Old Bone. He asks for like a whiskey on the rocks. He asks some stranger. He's like, hey, can you put that somewhere I can drink? And like for a rough bar, this guy does it for him.
Yep.
He's like, well, there's a line. I got a code, so I'll help. I'll help a quadriplegic if I have to. But he like goes in front of the bar. He's like, 4 dudes killed my wife, and I feel like one of them is in here. So if that's you, could you come up here?
Right, and he has the name of the other guy.
Yeah, so
he's like, so does anybody here know
Brackenoff or some shit like that?
Yeah.
And this big dude comes up and he's like, okay, buddy, somebody's drinking a little too much. And he's like, yeah, man, that's what your boy said until I almost cut his head off.
Yeah.
And so that presses a button. He's like, hey, Kenny, I'm going to take him to the bathroom. You guys go ahead and put the music back on. Takes him to the bathroom, interrogates him a little bit, agitates him a lot, and then he lets Stem take over. He takes care of like this bathroom filled with thugs until he gets to like the last guy, and he's like, give me information. And he's like, nope. And then Stem was like, Gray, pick up the knife, threaten him with it. And he's like, okay. And he's like, I can't do it. He's like, okay, man. Stem was like, okay, just look away, man. I got it. And Jesus Christ, like he fruit decors this dude's face up, and he's like, "Great, he's ready to talk."
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he'll answer any questions now.
Yeah. And he does. He's like Fisk, and I was like, "Oh my God, the Kingpin."
Yeah, I thought that too. Yep.
Oh yeah, but yeah, he dips out because then like Stem is like, "Hey, just to let you know, Aaron's about to shut me down, so we got to get to a hacker that can counter hack him and put some input guards to stop it." And he's like, I don't know what any of that means. He's like, I don't even know a hacker. Oh yes, let me pull up my black book filled with hackers. And he's like, don't worry, I previously
looked into this.
I previously looked into this because I was suspecting that this was going to happen if we further went into your revenge plan. So we just got to go over here, go to the 5th floor, and look for Jamie.
Yep.
So he does. He ends up leaving his chair behind, and the guy that helped him drink the whiskey was like, this guy's a faker. And then he gets up and sits on the chair. Oh man. But unfortunately when he leaves, Fisk gets there, and then he freaking C-3PO'd this dude's eye, or R2-D2 this dude's eye to access his memories. Which I was like, that's pretty cool.
Right. And then you start to like really realize how much tech these people have built into them.
Yeah, because when he gets that, he gets information because Gray ends up saying out the address out loud, and he's talking. So after that, he talks to Kenny, the barkeep of the Old Bones, and he's like, "You just let this happen," and then he like sneezes. And then we go into like bullet time, microscopic bullet time.
Little nanites, yeah.
Yeah, little nanites ends up killing this barkeep from the inside out. Which I was like, that sucks. But he gets to the building. He gets to Jamie. Like he had to crawl to her because as he's going up the stairs, he's like his body is shutting down.
Yeah, yep.
And he gets to her. He's like, I got money. Jamie, I got money. I need you to hack something and it's in my body. And like, you know, very, very steampunkish looking girl. And he's like, yeah, you know, the computer chip said you had to guard something. And she's like, yeah, input guards. Okay, I got it. It looks like you probably gave her like $400 or something like that. It's like it's a rubber band filled with 20s.
Yeah. And she's all like, "Oh, paper cash.
Ooh, old school. Where did you even get this?" I was like, yeah, they probably run on credits now, but
Right, exactly.
But yeah,
and the credits would all be trackable.
Yeah. And in this room that they're doing the hacking, there's a whole bunch of people playing VR, and he's like, "What the fuck are they doing?" They're playing VR. Like, do they sleep? He's like, "Yeah, some of them do, but like, really, they could be locked in there for weeks." And he's like, "That's pathetic, man. Why would anyone want to live in another world?" He's like, "Yeah, because this world sucks, dude."
Right. Yeah.
This world fucking sucks. But like while all that's happening, Aaron's people is there going to get him. Fisk is there trying to get him. And so like she's hacking, she puts the input guards in, and he's like, "Hey, it's gonna take a second because your body's got to reboot." But she looks in the surveillance cameras, and she's like, "Oh shit! All right, I gotta get out of here." He's like, "Wait, what are you doing?" He's like, "Yeah, I can't let them catch me, man. We gotta fight against them." We never,
Right. Yep.
You know, we never really get to know who them is specifically, but I'm pretty sure it's STEM, right? It'll be STEM eventually. He's gonna build a Skynet. And so yeah, like, you know, like now we have like this huge fight. Fisk ends up taking care of Aaron's people before they even get out of the elevator. And yeah, forget what's it called? Gray is like fighting Fisk and his henchmen. Gets away. They get all the way out to the rooftop while STEM is like rebooting, and he's telling them where to go. And he totally messes this dude up. He ends up using the dude's handgun. And when I say handgun, it's a gun in this dude's hand.
Right.
And really good head blowing up scene.
I was actually even kind of impressed when he was like loading the bullets into his arm. I thought that was a kind of a cool scene too.
So gross. It looks so gross. Oh man. But yeah, so like, what's it called? Gray gets away. Fisk is like, "Oh fuck." But he goes home and he ends up like he's like walking into his house all bloodied, and his mom is there. And she's like, "What the fuck?" And so he ends up telling,
"Oh my god, you can walk."
Yeah. So he ends up telling his mom everything, and he has to like fake being quadriplegic again because the detective comes.
Yep.
And she's like, hey, we found your chair at a crime scene. And he's like,
right, again.
Yeah. And he's like, "Oh, sorry, some thugs beat me up and then threw me off my chair, and then some nice patrons put me in a robo-taxi, and I got back in here."
Yep.
And she's like, "I don't care. I think it's you. And I mean, yeah, you're quadriplegic, so you probably paid somebody to do it. But I'm going to find the connection, and I'm going to stop you. Because heads keep rolling in this case." And so as soon as she
like
leaves,
like always, like in these movies, the cop wants to stop the good guy from stopping the bad guys instead of just stopping the bad guys.
Have they never seen a buddy team up? But Gray's like kind of, he doesn't want to do this anymore. He doesn't want to keep killing people. He tells STEM, he's like, "Yo, we have to stop killing people, dude. I don't want to do this anymore. I want to take all the evidence."
I was looking for evidence so that the police could arrest these people. I've like, now we've killed 3 people. I'm done.
It's not good. And Stem was like, hey, if you want to do that, too bad. Because once Jamie put the input guards in me, I don't have to ask for permission to take control of your body. And I'm not going to stop. I'm going to eliminate all the risks that are going to come our way. And then, we'll just live our lives after that.
Right. Because now you and I are together. And so I'm here to make sure you live so that I can live. Basically.
And unfortunately, while he's having this conversation with Stem, Detective put a listening bug in his room.
Yeah.
So like he's like, all right, fine. We're gonna do this. We're gonna get rid of these guys, and then we're gonna get back to normal. And he leaves. His mom's like, please don't do this, and she's like, I have to. I'm sorry, I can't stop. And he gets out, and unfortunately, this is where Stan finds out, because this listening device isn't like connected to the internet, I guess. It's just a listening device. He couldn't detect it. And so now we're having this huge car chase until Stem takes over another dude's car and ends up ramming that car into her car. And Gray,
yeah, it's a good freeway chase scene.
yeah,
it's pretty good.
It's a pretty good, yeah. But Gray ends up surprising Fisk in his apartment like fucking Batman. And he's like, well, why did you do this? That's all I really want to know why. He's like, dog, you weren't even the target. Your wife was just extra cash. Oh, no, your wife wasn't the target. It was you.
Yep.
Your wife was just an extra 50 on top. And so they get into like this computer fight because these two are biologically enhanced or like bioengineered at this point. Yep. And Stem is like, he's predicting all my moves. I can't do anything. And like when Fisk finally gets the upper hand and is about to kill him, Gray is like, hey, whatever that, the first dude he killed. He's like, yeah, that's your brother, right? Yeah, he squealed like a bitch. Yeah, just a good old taunt,
Right. Yep.
High charisma check.
Yep. And then all of a sudden it's an emotional attack and not a physical attack. And so he
throws him off his game and
less logical.
Yeah, he throws him off his game and is able to get the upper hand.
Yep.
And then this is where Fisk like ends up spilling all the news. He's like, hey man, your wife wasn't the target. It was you. Like the thing you're not even wondering what we shot you with. It's like the shit that they kill cows with.
Right. Yeah.
Aaron wanted you to be like this guinea pig for him. And what better way to take everything away from you?
Right. Yeah. And hey, you're as much computer as we are, so we should just be on the same team and work for Aaron. Like, who cares about your wife? Come on, let's be super soldiers. We're better than them now.
Yeah, we're better than humans. We're upgraded.
Yeah.
So he ends up killing him. He's like, yeah, fuck you, dude.
Right.
And then he listens to his messages, and then Aaron is calling Fisk. He's like, you gotta kill him. He's coming. He's gonna come after you, and he's gonna come after me, and we're both gonna die. So you gotta kill him. So now he's like, holy fuck! Now like the house of cards is coming crashing down.
Yep.
Gets to Aaron's house, like no looks to 2 guards. I was like, I think you should have more guards, dude. I feel like this dude should have like a full on like anti-army defense system.
Right. He's a computer guy. Like at least have some drones or something.
Yeah, freaking like it's only one dude in a flesh and he's in a meat suit. I feel like if you had a whole bunch of fucking turrets in front of your house, you could have Swiss cheese this guy super quick.
Yeah.
But he confronts Aaron, and the detective is there because she knew that that's where he was gonna go. But like the detective tells Aaron, like Gray, he's like, hey man, like I haven't ran my company in a very long time. I made STEM, and STEM is trying to kill me because he doesn't want me to make another STEM.
Yeah.
And this is after, like, yeah, he like fucks up the detective, and he tells the detective to use a taser on his neck to short circuit STEM. And yeah, like Aaron's like going through this whole like fucking final villain speech. Well, he's not really a villain. He's kind of a victim too, right?
Right. Exactly.
Because
Yeah.
he tells Gray, he's like, STEM orchestrated all this. He chose you to be his body.
Right. Because that was the next step of his evolution, was to leave the machine and become,
Human.
a mobile human. Yeah.
And it's like, nah. He's like, yeah, man. Yeah, he planned it all, not me. I just want to make shit. I want to invent shit. Like, unfortunately, I invented the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gray ends up like STEM ends up rebooting Gray's body, and fucking kills Aaron with the knife that's stuck on his hand into this poor kid's face. And then he's looking at the detective. He's like, and Gray's trying to stop STEM, and STEM is trying to tell Gray, he's like, hey, if you keep doing that, your brain is gonna break.
Right. Yeah.
If you keep fighting me, it's gonna break. And it breaks. Because all of a sudden we see Gray, he wakes up in the hospital.
He musters enough strength to put the gun to his head, and he pulls the trigger, and then he wakes up in the hospital.
Yeah. And like, Asha's still alive, and like he's like, oh shit, maybe it was all a dream. But then
all a bad dream.
We cut back to reality. And the detective is trying to tell Gray, like, please, this isn't you. You don't do this. And the Gray or STEM is like, Gray's not here anymore. He's in his head. He's in his head where he wanted to be with his wife again. And fucking murders the detective. And Gray walks away. Or STEM walks away. Right. And the movie ends there. Before we get into our thoughts about this movie, let's go to our other section, High Star, Low Star.
Boom, boom. So we got a 10 out of 10. Man, oh man, what a superb sci-fi thriller. First thing, it's way better than the whole Black Mirror series everybody keeps comparing it to. In the future, how programs will control mankind and how computer will be harmful to us is all narrated in this film. I didn't even imagine the computer program as a computer actual culprit in this film. I can bet it'll be a surprise to almost the whole audience. Acting was outstanding. Editing was good. Screenplay was awesome. Music was kind of okay, but the story was really mind-blasting. What a great low-budget film. Don't miss out. One of the best sci-fi films nowadays. Superb. 100 claps.
And then I have half star from Letterboxd. Sometimes it's good to go into a movie without knowing anything about it. This is not one of those times. If I'd read about it, I would have never watched it. It's a third-rate knockoff of Blade Runner, The Matrix, and RoboCop, but not a tenth as good as any of those films. I'd avoid it. Unless you are into third-rate knockoffs, then go at it. Oh man, Kobe, what are your thoughts on this film?
I was super pleasantly surprised. Like I said, I didn't really watch a preview. It just kind of like was like, oh, this is a computerized beat up the bully kind of movie. Yep, done. Let's watch it. Yeah, no, I thought this was great. The filming was great. The acting starts off a little choppy, like at the beginning when it's like just like the husband and wife together. It's a little like but like once STEM kicks in, I'm like, I think it was like a good to go all the way from there on. Yeah, and great action. Really fun fight scenes. Like you said, the practical effects are always like we always like practical effects, and they're pretty top notch in this.
Yeah, I mean, like it's pretty far and few between, where we get any kind of gruesome killing effects. But like, for a pretty lower budget kind of movie, they kind of like chose like the perfect spots for it where it was gonna be the most effective.
Right.
Right? Like the cutting the dude's head, like giving him like a Joker smile kind of thing going. That was pretty good. The head blowing off is like pretty much the two like big practical effect splashes that they put in here.
Right.
For like a very tech forward, like futuristic kind of movie, it isn't super drenched into it. I mean, yes, you have like the police drones that's like policing the entire city. The city, like the way that they make the city look like, it does look nice, like very futuristic. The cars are pretty good.
Yeah.
Like my one thing was like the fights could have the fights in my head I was like, I know it looks robotic because it's like a robot doing it. But it kind of just made me miss like I was like, man, it's been a while since I seen like a really good kung fu flick. And I always like I love like the final fights in kung fu movies where it's like two guys, two different styles, and it's way more fun that way. This kind of misses out on that because it's like what's two robots fighting. So I
Right.
think they did a really good job at making the fight choreography look pretty robotic.
Yeah. Somebody had pointed out that and I didn't notice it, but like as soon as they said it, I thought I know exactly what they mean. There's like because he was paraplegic,
Yeah,
like
quadriplegic.
Stem was controlling from the neck down.
Yeah,
And apparently there's a couple times in the fights where somebody's going to punch and like Stem's hand moves the guy's head
yeah.
to avoid the punch. And it's like, oh, because Stem doesn't have control at that point above the neck.
Yeah.
So he actually has to physically move the head to avoid the punch.
Yeah, or he goes like for a very drastic like sway away.
Yeah.
Usually you just move your head a little bit back and your shoulders front, but he has to kind of like do it from the lower back.
Yeah. Yep.
To kind of swing away. Yeah, like see, like that's really good attention to detail for the fight choreography, for like for a computer chip that can't control the whole body, like just like a good amount of the body. So
Right. Yep.
that's kind of where I was like conflicted at. I was like, well, it makes sense that that's why the fighting is the way it is. But then it made me think about like all the old Jackie Chan, Jet Li, Donnie Yen movies, where like you get to that final fight and it's like, oh, this is so cool.
Right. Yep. Yeah.
But this one, it felt very Matrix. Neo learning kung fu for the first time. Because like I think I rewatch those scenes sometimes, and I was like, man, I used to think this was pretty cool, but it's kind of stiff. But I was like, oh, yeah.
And then apparently they put like a phone or like a phone sensor in the body so that they could track the body, so that like in the fight they could always have the body be the very center of the screen.
Oh yeah.
So it wasn't like you weren't as I'm swaying like I don't know. You're not like you're not following the body. The body is like the center, and the rest of the screen is kind of following it.
Yeah, it's a good way. It's like it's like camera tracking.
Yeah.
So yeah, like it's not like shaky cam like the Jason Bourne fight scenes. Because that's meant to look like super chaotic and all that stuff. This one is meant to look super robotic, and they kind of like
it was a cool trick to make that kind of pop a little bit.
Exactly. But yeah, like my only gripes was like it's a pretty standard like storyline, like
right. But it was interesting. Like I said, like it was. You really got that you were really believing that it was Aaron was like this bad guy who was like, I'm gonna put this chip in you so I can control you to kill, because the tech that they have is cobalt tech, and we want to get rid of the opponents, or like the rival companies
Yeah, it could have gone that route too. I think in my head,
But then you get there and it's like, oh, what? No, STEM actually is sentient and controlling Aaron to make you think that he's doing this, but STEM's in control the whole time.
Skynet is in control the whole time.
Right.
I kind of would have like a twist in it where it's like, well, Gray wanted to die anyway. So like maybe like in my like very Asian cinema head, I wanted him and Stem to talk about it where he's like, help me kill these guys and then you could just have my body.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
I kind of got that was like almost like an applied thing where it was like, because you want to die, you already want to die.
Yeah.
So if I can just help you do this, and then I'll trick you into putting you in that it was a dream and you've accomplished your goals. So you're not fighting it anymore. And now you're with your girl again. And I think that was probably part of that when he meets the hacker and all the people are in VR.
Yeah.
That was kind of their way of saying, look how realistic our VR is. It's people live their whole lives like in these VRs, and it's like, okay, so then it's we just put you into VR, but it was easy to do because we got a chip in the back of your neck, so we can just force it.
Yeah. I don't know, like, because my whole like, I want the dialogue. I want after he gets the input guards in, and then like Stem tells like Gray, he's like, hey, I don't have to ask for your permission anymore. I could just take control of your body. And like in my head, I was like, well, he wanted to die anyway. A world without his wife is probably like one of those things. And he's just like, help me kill these guys, and then you could just have my body. But that's the very like Korean-esque type of revenge thriller, because like even like, but like he like Gray's even though he's had all this tragedy happen to him, he still wants to go by the law. He wants these guys to get locked up. He didn't want to kill them because that's not the type of person he was. He wanted the justice. He wanted justice in the right way.
Right.
So like, but like, I still think, because I was like, oh man, this thing's gonna take over him. This thing is way too smart. Like, it's no shot that this guy is like, oh, I'm just trying to be your friend and we could just hop along this road to old age until we both perish. It's like, that's not
right.
Yeah, this is definitely a Hal situation.
I guess some people were saying that they were kind of downplaying it because at about the same time Venom came out, and they were all like, oh, this was like trying to copy that because Venom's like all talking to the guy in his head.
Yeah.
And then they're just trying to make it the same thing.
Yeah, but then they gave like Venom like cute shit, like, oh yeah, Venom loves chocolate.
Right. Oh yeah, they made Venom funny.
Are you upset at that? That he's kind of funny? This one's a red one. We can't fight him.
I would have rather it went darker than goofy, but
yeah,
whatever.
That's because Colby grew up where the symbiotes were eating babies.
Yes, yeah. And I always feel so bad because who's the actor? Tom
Hardy.
Tom Hardy. I was like, the voice he chose to do in that is like the worst. And then later on, I'm like hearing interviews and stuff. I'm like, oh, I made fun of that guy for choosing to sound like Squiggy from Laverne and Shirley, and that's really his voice. Because I was like, what a weird choice to do that voice, and I was like, oh, that's his real voice.
Did you want
so bad for saying that now?
Did you want the voice from the 90s Spider-Man show? We are Venom.
Yeah.
Oh man, but yeah, cause like yeah, the whole time I was watching this last night, and I was like, yeah, this nigga's gonna take over his body, and this is a indie film, so like the guy's definitely gonna get his body taken over.
Right. And there was also that too. You're like, is it gonna be a fight of like who gets to control the body,
Yeah,
And there was a little, but it was a I really like that it was like I'm gonna let you feel like you could fight to take over your body because it's my way of breaking you.
well yeah,
But
like
I'm still in control. But I'm gonna give you a little bit so that you feel like you can escape, and then I'm gonna use that against you, and then send you off to this dream world where like you will believe because your brain has broken.
yeah. And like it's funny because I was like, I always think about like, well, what could happen at the end of the movie, right? And in my mind, I was like, well, one of two ways, right? Either yeah, he takes over the world, or like he just lives as a normal human being. He becomes like the next Aaron
Right.
and pretends to be human, or he gets caught, and then when Gray finally wakes up, he's like a 60-year-old man. Or like yeah,
Hmm.
maybe like oh, Stem is like oh, this body is getting old. Unless he puts, I'm guessing he's gonna put nanites in the body to keep it young. But like, what a strange choice. Like, I was like,
Right.
if I was a computer, I'm gonna pick like 6'4".
But they kind of said that like so many it's in the future, so many people have
Oh yeah, tech in them.
implants and things, tech in them, and he wanted a body that was completely tech free.
Yeah, but then again, I was like, also in my head, I was like, well, like even if it was like if it did have tech in it, could like there's no way STEM couldn't override all the tech in it. But I guess it's
Right,
maybe
but I
just
guess then
like,
maybe it's tracked by the other companies. Maybe
oh
it's
yeah, it's a
could be
yeah.
controlled by some other company.
But then again, like that's another thing. STEM should be able to hack it,
Right.
you know?
Right. Might
So,
as well like just go and then become the president of Cobalt and
well, no, Aaron has his own company. So now he's the
well, right,
president of
but
that
then he could
company.
well or yeah, or just buy Cobalt out.
Exactly. So like yeah, I was just like, "Oh, it would be an interesting sequel to see what route they'd want to go with that movie."
So okay, so interesting. The writer
Yep.
also wrote Invisible, the Invisible with the Kevin Bacon Invisible movie. Was it Kevin Bacon?
Hollow
Invisible
Man?
Man?
Oh,
No.
Invisible Man.
Yeah.
That's a good movie too.
So he wrote that, and apparently the where they got like the invisible suit,
Yeah.
that was the arms company that the or the tech company that the guy worked for, which was
Oh.
Cobalt, and it was a company they had just started. So it's
Oh.
technically the same universe.
The
That was when
upgraded
it just
universe.
started, and now like 30 years later, it is
Yeah.
Aaron's competition or whatever.
So you're saying there's an upgrade universe?
There's an upgrade universe, and I didn't know this till I looked. When I saw that, somebody had said that they was like, oh, it's the same universe. So like I looked into it, and then I was like, what else has this guy done? He like wrote the Saw movies, the early Saw movies.
James Wan? Oh no, the other guy.
The other guy.
Oh, that makes sense. I mean, Invisible Man is a super good movie. You should watch that with Teresa. Obviously trigger warnings, but like, because then that movie is like about abuse. But like, that's a really fucking good movie though. So,
Yeah,
which one came out first? This one, right? Upgrade.
this one did. Yeah, and then the next one was Invisible.
Oh man. But we're coming up to our hour, so I want to go ahead and thank you guys for joining us. Make sure to check all of our other months down below where we have months like these. We have a dump month movie where movie studios just dump movies in January that they don't think is going to do good in the summer. Uh, So we have obviously we have actors, actresses, and holiday themed months, but we have a bunch of like off the wall like months off there, like rip off movies. I feel like
We have a whole month on library movies.
yeah. But we do our reviews in 4 different sections where we have stream it, DVD, Blu-ray, and the Ultimate Box Collection. Kobe, where are you at?
I really liked this movie. I would Blu-ray this. I would love to see what other things you could possibly get. I don't remember ever hearing about this in the theater or anything, so it may have ended up going straight to Netflix. Might have been like a Netflix exclusive.
Maybe.
But yeah, no, I would love to see a little bit, expand on the universe, see a little bit of making of, and
they gotta do a third movie if you're already like making a interconnected universe.
Right.
So that'd be pretty cool. Like maybe do it in the future, or maybe do it in the middle, in between Invisible Man and this movie. I think that'd be really cool. I mean, this movie is pretty fun. It's kind of like a callback to like 80s, like futuristic kind of movies. Like my 1.5 star said Blade Runner ish, third rate Blade Runner. But yeah, this movie is fun. Like I like the practical effects. Yeah, the plot is pretty like linear. You know where it's gonna go. I mean,
right. A lot of people did call it like a Black Mirror movie, like a super expanded episode.
Yeah, exactly. Because it did feel it's very Black Mirror-ish, and could have been inspired by that, or just like the writers are weirdo, man. He did Saw, so he's like, there's no happy endings in my movies. Come on, guys.
Right? Yep.
But yeah, it's a ton of fun though. But thank you guys for joining us. Make sure to check all of our links down below.
Got our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Threads, X, TikTok, YouTube. We're on everything. Like us.
Comment. Thank you guys for joining us. My name is Barry.
This is Colby.
And this is Who Watches This. If you guys want to check out the theme music, it is Lee Rosevere. It's called Arcade Montage. It's on the album Music Podcast 3, and the Bandcamp is down below.
Thank you.